was unexpected.
Call me.
I will.
Good. I will be waiting.
The one that rolled away. Now I just want to know if anybody else noticed, but where did he keep his helmet the whole time? What was the helmet? That I want to know.
I thought that was a great film. It was so funny. The beginning was super awkward. I was just cringing in my seat, and then it turned like into a Korean drama, and then all of a sudden it just got back to like being just funny, and it's just out of nowhere where he just rolls away, which is like so unexpected, and like the Heelys came back, and like the pizza and the milk was just kind of gross. So I thought that was all like a comedic factor, and it was great.
I thought the theme for me was almost like not to judge a book by its cover on the first date, I guess, in a way, because she thought he was such a great guy. He looked the part. So I think what she thought was in him after the first date ended up being completely different, and maybe she didn't want to see him again. So I thought that was very clever on the part of the filmmaker to do that, and it's LA, you're gonna get some weirdos. So I mean, it is what it is.
But wait, what's weird about eating pizza in the middle of the I thought, honestly, at the end, the last shot, he's sitting in front of the fountain, you know what I mean? Like the nice lights and the pizza and milk, and I'm like, add some Baileys and we got a night. Like I thought it looked really nice to me. I love that moment when he's just kind of backing up. And I'm just so curious too, because so they're not interested in either? Like they're not interested in each other? I'm curious, because it's like afterwards, he goes on to eat. So I'm like, what was the date in the first place? Because he's a whole night planned by himself. And then she goes right back onto the app looking at other people. So it's like...
I think that he was just as awkward. Maybe he didn't show it initially. It showed her being, very vulnerable and hoping to get that kiss. But, he was just as nervous. But then when he found out he's going to get a second date, he was overjoyed. As soon as he got the Heelys going, he was overjoyed, but she wasn't feeling that way. So I think he's expecting a second date when she's not, after she wanted it, so I think it was a very good dynamic. So I think it was hilarious. Don't get me wrong, I think, hey, do you, he wants to ride his Heelys, he wants to eat his pizza with his milk, and that's what she got herself into. That's why you go on a second and third date before you make a decision. I think it takes time, so...
I was so confused by this movie. It was brilliant. At first, my mind hurt because they're so awkward and so dumb. I'm back at my corporate job, making chit chat at the water fountain, and then just twist after twist. And I liked how it ended with him. It looked very romantic, just hanging out by the fountain. So if he was too weird for her, then fine, he can just have a date by himself, and I think he looked like he was having a great time.
I know, he finally actually really started smiling afterwards too. But anyway.
Just to touch on a little on what he said, I think the film, in some extent, is some calling out of what we think of dates, or what we expect from other people on first accounts, where this guy, what I understood was he never showed his true self until after the date. He was hiding. He was playing this game of I'm gonna look cool, and then afterwards, now I'm gonna be me and chill. And it brings to question why, as a society, we become that way, where we're not really confident with ourselves, or we're not really, this perception of first impression. Well, to me, I think it's just a lot of nonsense, because first impressions lie. It's just this thing of single stories where you expect something and therefore you form these fantasies of what a person is going to be, and then reality hits you and you're like, nah, this is not what I envisioned, and therefore you're constantly looking for this fantasy, but you'll never find it because people have their negativities irrespective of, anything. So I think this film was, in a subtle way, trying to bring up that topic, which it did in a really amazing way because you wouldn't really see it on a first glance. It's not the first impression it
I
gives.
feel like, yeah, are we ever really fully ourselves? I think it's actually hard in this day and age because there's so many people that are sensitive to so many things, and it's so easy to broadcast when you make a comment. So now it's like if I thought blah blah blah, and it's like it's already put on blast, and it's like I'm already gonna get judged by just that one comment. That
But-
might have